Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the journey. Chapter 5. Chapter 5. Reflections. The best of the journey so far.
When I'd first decided to create this book that represented the best of some of the poems that came out of my first 4 books, it was a pretty exciting moment for me. Nearly all the poems that actually went into the pages of this book were selected by the readers who came to my internet writing site. So I hope the music and poetry we selected to be part of this video to represent the 5th book, The Best of the Journey, help you understand what it is this gift meant to me then and why it's continued guiding me where I'm at today. The journey is a gift that was offered to me because I wanted nothing more from it than to find a way to describe my friend who committed suicide on November 19th of 1993. You see, it all started as I was standing at the podium preparing to explain who Bill was and what made his existence have any real importance to a very small handful of people at his funeral. I was standing there frozen, not able to speak. So I'd looked up and silently asked God to please help me find an answer for that question. What happened next changed my life. For suddenly, I heard 5 simple words echo in my head. I was then able to say what needed to be said and step down. So what was the answer I heard him tell me so quickly that said exactly what it was I so desperately needed to know? It was simple, really. You see, the answer I heard was,
Because he was your friend.
Later that day, as I was thinking about what had happened, I thanked God for helping me and then made him a promise that if I ever felt like I heard him again or felt like he was around me, I wouldn't ignore it. I'd even went so far as to tell him that even if I don't understand or fully comprehend why or what it is he wants me to do, I'll just do it. And 17 years later, I'm still following that light, that voice, to wherever it may lead me. And there are so many people that this road has crossed paths with and actually helped along the way. It began with why my friend Bill was important, and it spread into an understanding to many, including myself, that each of us has an important part to play in this existence, even when we may not see or understand why sometimes. For it's at those moments that we need someone, anyone, to remind us of that fact. Welcome to Chapter 5 of the journey. The journey. As I drift down rivers of my mind, past the bonds of all mankind, I'm on a journey to find myself, and a lot of baggage will fill my shelf. I've won some wars and lost some fights, and I've paid for wasted days and nights, while ignoring some well-intended lessons, never stopping once to count my blessings. So as my children now look up to me, young dreams will become a memory, for time grows short as years go fast, with dues to pay that shadow my past. I'm looking for roads that lead me home, searching for knowledge of the throne, and I welcome you all to come with me. Let's travel this path I call the journey. Problems. Is something wrong with me inside? for it's gotten harder for me to hide, realizing each time I feel good, I've never felt the way I should. I'm always putting myself down, so I can't get up off the ground. I've searched for answers in my soul, but got lost in a cold dark hole. I'm feeling like I should be glad. I know my life is not so bad, but I kept picking at this scar. Now it runs so very deep and far. For years I've practiced to conceal my emotions turning like a wheel. But years of this have made me weak. It's made everything look dark and bleak. I've become lost in thoughts so black, frightened as my mind now cracks. As silent insanity slowly escapes, the madness begins taking shape. Now lately, all these thoughts in my head have been hanging me like a suicidal thread for never attempting to ever explain how long I've been dealing with all of this pain. So please remember, if this war I lose, not to follow me, wearing my shoes. For you can't fix problems that no one hears. So please, shout to someone loud and clear.
I like these calm little moments before the storm. It reminds me of later.
Many times I cross the line and search for the way back. Deep inside my soul it dies, superficial crack. Forever fight the world and I'm quick to raise my fist, but the anger getting me nowhere and I'm walking out the mist. Put my attitude away and fight with thoughts instead. The best way to find the answers inside my head. So the place of inner peace, the wings begin their flight. Delivered to the crystal palace where I stood before the light. Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day. Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day. Some are born with vision, but most are living blind. Each and every one of us have gotta speak our mind. Would y'all like to be the voice that speak for me and you? Would y'all like to think y'all one of the chosen few? We live in different levels, but we in the same dominion. So we fight and argue and throw around opinions. You could lead the pack, you could follow where they walk. You could be the shepherd, you could blend in with the flock. You could argue with every word that you hear, but I will listen to y'all with an open ear. Are you living under gray sky or a big wide blue? Could we all got windows with a different view? Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day. Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day. Falling in the fire as the flames are growing hotter. Sheep will wander blindly towards the bigger slaughter. Prophets search the knowledge of all existence, and poets keep on flowing with all of the persistence. Ignorance is consumed by a transparent mind. Patron of the portrait society designed on holograms of mankind. Past abomination, mirages and reflection of all of our creation. As we face appearance of a devastating dawn. Decadence, corruption, we're rooted in the spawn. The life that we were granted was written on a lease. Now we're being terminated down within the beast. Trails that we blaze lead to promised land. Disappear like water in the hourglass sand. Progress becomes more like a God-given curse. How we flowing on the prison of a watered universe. Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day. Stories on the pages, so many more remain. Something I must do, so the efforts ain't in vain. Thanking God I turned around and sent me on my way. Silent, he was always there, just waiting for the day.
The cost. I wrote this poem to represent the sons and the daughters, all the relatives, the mother, and all of the father, for a girl named Carlie, who they found yesterday. I wrote this so her memory will never fade away. In this existence where the animal can be a copy man, the way we hurt each other is so hard to understand. I'm not a people person, but I felt my heart break, and I shed a tear or two for this child's sake. While I watch all these stories play their daily renditions, my sorrow turns to anger for our children's conditions. How do we not see we're slowly growing blinder when across TVs and newspapers is a constant reminder. We place far too many children within a wooden box. For every second that keeps turning upon the clock, I can't say for sure if we will ever find a cure that will ever make our morals once again pure. I don't know why civilization is so destructive. Among the compassionate times we've been constructed, but we must conquer this war for those already lost, for all those children, and the others who became.
The cost.